Hey everyone, it's Anna. Welcome back to my channel and thank you so much for visiting. I am coming on tonight to share some more cards with you that I've made using some of my new whippersnapper designs images. And so let's just take a look at some of the products I used and then I'll show you my fun cards. So for these cards, just like the previous two that I shared with you, I used these Milang watercolors and I really love this set. It's an inexpensive watercolor set and I like it because not only does it have just standard watercolors, it also has these shimmering watercolors as well. And then I thought also, I don't think I mentioned it in my last video, but these are the paintbrushes that I really enjoy using with this paint. It's brushes from Princeton and they are the snap brushes, and I really like using size 2 and size 4. So hopefully the camera is focusing. It's nighttime and my lighting is not that great, so but this is size 2 and size 4. And for the cards that I'm going to share with you in this video, I used size 2 for the painting. But these are really great, inexpensive brushes. I'll put a link to the listing down on Amazon below. I mean, you can get these two brushes plus two, I think two additional ones for under $10. It's like $8. Really, really great brushes. They are synthetic, but they are fantastic. I've been using these two for a couple of years now, and you can see they are still in great shape. So really great brushes. And then this is the one that I use if I want to add a bunch of splatter to my cards. This is just an academic sable from Blick. This is also a fairly inexpensive brush, but I just like it because it's kind of a moppy brush and it holds a lot of water and the sparkly pigments. So it does a rapid job of putting sparkles on my projects. But anywho, just wanted to mention this paint and those brushes for you. And then also on the cards I'm going to share with you, I ended up using these paints from my friend Gabby. I used this color here down in the bottom. This is a gold and silver set, and the color that I used is called Moon Gold. So you'll see that. And then actually the cards that I shared with you on my previous video, I've actually made a couple edits to them. So I'll just give you a quick look at them as well. And I ended up using this paint on those as well. So I also used more snippets from my Tim Holtz collections. This is just a random assortment of different ephemera packs that I've put into this little container, and I just picked through these at random. Again, I used some of these small talk words, and then I also used on one of the new cards, I used something from the Christmas collection sticker book, and this was last year's sticker book. I know when they release them each year, they tend to make just a few changes, if not release a completely new book. But this one is from last year, so yeah, 2022. I guess they're going to start putting the year up here, so when you do see them in the stores, you know if it's a duplicate to one that you already have, which is nice. I also used some paper from Happy Christmas. This is from Maha Design. Again, this company is from Sweden, but I do think I bought these last year or the year before from Frantic Stamper, I believe. And then I also used the traditional Christmas paper as well. I just used a couple different prints from here, so you'll see those. And on one of my cards, I used, instead of one of the little snippets, I used a stamp from this stamp set from Stampers Anonymous. This is from the Tiny Text Christmas, and I used Be Joyful. So these are really great, great sets to have. The font is nice, the sentiments are nice, the size is really great. So yeah, these are really great stamps. And they clean up really nice. I mean, you can see that I used the Be Joyful there, and it cleans up really nicely. So, and then I also used, again, some stamps from these two sets from Creative Expressions and Sam Poole. So these have just been really fun just to add a little bit of interest detail in the background. So super fun sets from Creative Expressions. The stamps that I used, of course, Distressed Christmas. This is one of my new whippersnapper stamps. Really fine detailed text in a typewriter font, and it's the words to 'Twas the Night Before Christmas. And I love this. I've been enjoying it thoroughly. I also used Mrs. Claus. This is the one where she's holding the little gingerbread cookie. Isn't she adorable? Love her. And then I also used Oh My Stars. This is another one of my favorites from the release. And this Santa, I think, is so cute, if I do say so myself. And then again, just a reminder, the two stamps that I showed you on my previous video, Star Angel and Santa and Cookies. I'll share those cards again on this video as well, just because I made a change. So anywho, those are the stamps that I've used and all the other little yummy products. So let's go ahead and take a quick look. I'll start with the new cards that you have not seen. This one is the Mrs. Claus. So here you can see I stamped her on watercolor paper. I stamped her in black StazOn ink, and using my mini Misty, I was able to stamp the image about 6 times and got a very, very nice, and my ink pad is actually really dry, so that's leads to the more stamping as well, but was able to get a really beautiful impression of those fine lines using the StazOn ink and the mini Misty. She's watercolored, of course, with the Milang watercolors, and then you can see maybe a little bit of sparkle on her star and a little bit of sparkle throughout as I splattered. That is the watercolors that Gabby sent to me in that moon gold color. So I added, I painted the star in watercolor, and then I just topped it with that moon gold color. You can see how beautiful that is. And then I just love the splatter of that gold as well. And it's, I splattered the whole card front. So you should be able to see splatters everywhere. You can really see them down here. So pretty. So I stamped the Distressed Christmas over Mrs. Claus, just like I did on the angel, where I created a mask of the stamped image, but masked off the background instead of masking off the image. So that allowed me to stamp the Distressed Christmas text really lightly over her apron and her dress. And you can see the black text there, right there. I just wanted it really, really lightly on this particular image because her apron is white, so I didn't want to cause too much of a distraction there. You can see it on the arm of her dress here as well. But then I also used Vintage Photo to stamp the image in the background there, and I gave it a good spritz of water just to kind of bleed that ink out a little bit. I used my tracing wheel, of course, my good trusty friend, to add a lot of faux stitching on the card, and I think it turned out really cute. Looks like I might need to add it to the background here. I don't think I added, I don't see any added to my background layer, so how unique is that? I might have to go back in and add some. But here you can see where I've added some stamps from Sam Poole in the background here, just to give a little bit of interest. And then I added one of the little ephemera pieces there from Tim Holtz, just kind of sticking out like a little tag, but it's actually a postage stamp. And then here's where I used Be Joyful. Again, that's from that Stampers Anonymous set, and I just stamped it on some watercolor paper, trimmed it down, and then backed it with some black cardstock just so it had a little bit of pop, just like every other layer on the card. I think this turned out really, really cute. Here's the inside. I just used another scrap of the paper. I did stamp the Distressed Christmas here on this scrap as well, so you can see what that looks like. See how small and detailed that text is. It's beautiful. And then here's the back of the card. I stamped one of Sam's images here, and then I stamped the Distressed Christmas as well, so you can see what that looks like on that big scrap of paper. And then, of course, my favorite signature stamp. So that's Mrs. Claus. Let me show you, before I move on to the other card that you haven't seen yet, let me show you this one. This is the Star Angel. You can see how I added the moon gold, this gold here, to the stars on her halo and the stars in her hand. You can see how sparkly they are. And then I also splattered this card as well, so hopefully you can see some of those sparkle details there, especially down here. You can see them. So I think that turned out really beautiful. So that's the change I made to this card. The inside and the back are the same. And you can see the splatters all over my mats too, I'm sure. And then this is the Santa card that I shared with you in my previous video. I also added that same gold paint to his star. And then I splattered this card as well with a really fine splattering of that gold paint. I don't know if you'll be able to see it, but it's really beautiful here on this background. Over here as well, you can see it. So I think it turns out so pretty when you add that lovely detail. There's the inside is the same and the back is the same. So there's Santa and cookies. So those are some of the 3 cards that I've made using this technique, and I have one more to share with you. And this is Oh My Stars. I love him so much. I think he's so cute. I just love his great big cheeks. So again, I just did the same technique. I stamped him on watercolor paper using the Mini Misty with a black StazOn ink. I used vintage photo distress ink to stamp the distressed Christmas in the background, and I gave it a little spritz of water to kind of bleed that ink out a little bit. I kind of distressed this card as well with some scissors. I distressed all of them, but this is probably the one you notice it the most on. Again, I used my tracing wheel to add some faux stitching. Here you can see I added it to the background as well. And then I used another little postage stamp here, just from the ephemera packs. And then I did add some stamping to the background. I used some of Sam's images here to stamp some detail. And then I actually also stamped this background paper with the Distressed Christmas in black text. So it's really, really faint, kind of fine, but it adds just enough detail to make this paper extra interesting, I think. So, and then of course I used the same gold paint from this set to add sparkles to the stars. I think it turned out really beautiful. Oh, I lied. This is the gold from the paint set. And then I used this paint to add the splatters. That's the difference. So these stars actually are the gold paint from the paint set. I think everybody else's stars were done with this paint here, but his were done with the gold from the paint set. But he is extra sparkly. I don't know if you can see that, but I wish the lighting was better. You guys could see. But I think he turned out really, really cute. The inside of the card, just really plain and simple. I did stamp that extra scrap there with the Distressed Christmas, and added lots of faux stitching there before I adhered it down. And then the back of the card, I made a boo-boo. This is the last card I made. It's late. Here's the back piece of paper where I stamped the Christmas and some stamps from Sam, but I stamped my handmade by stamp sideways. So there you go. What can I say? It's late. But anywho, I had so much fun making these cards, and I'm so happy to share them with you. And hopefully you're inspired maybe to try this technique for yourself. It's really, really fun, and it's very relaxing. So, and I think the cards turned out really, really cute. So thank you so much for watching my video. I hope you have a wonderful week. It's Sunday night right now, late. But I'll probably get this posted tomorrow on Monday. So I hope you all have a wonderful week, and I'll talk to you again soon. Take care. Bye.